In today's class, we are going to look at the application of some basic mathematical concepts in economics. We are going to solve the question on the screen. A firm produces two goods A and B using input K and L. Each unit of A requires 2 units of K plus 6 units of L. Each unit of B requires 3 units of K plus 4 units of L. The amount of K and L available are 120 and 180 respectively. The question is, what output level of A and B will use up all the available K and L? Okay, let's start by writing out the parameters that we are given in the question. Okay, the goods produced, let's say goods, the goods are A and B. A and B. The inputs that the firm used to produce goods A and B are K and L. Please, I want you to pay attention. It is very, very important that you know how to interpret the question before you can solve. Okay, otherwise you are going to solve a wrong question, because you know this is a word problem. This is like a word problem. By the time you interpret the question into equation, you'll be able to solve the question. Okay, now let's proceed. From the question, each unit of A requires 2 units of K plus 3 units of L. I want you to pay attention to that statement. Each unit simplify 1 unit. You understand? That is, a single unit of a single unit of goods A requires 2 units of K. 1A requires 2 units of K, 2K plus 6 units of L. You understand? Pay attention, okay? And the next statement is that each unit of B, that is 1B, each unit signify, the meaning of each unit is that 1 unit. You understand? A single unit of B, a single unit of B requires 3 units. Let me just put short that. A single unit of B requires 3 units of K plus 4 units of L. Okay? Now, the total amount of K available, let's call it K total. The total amount of K available is 120, and the total amount of L available, let's call it L total. The total amount of L available is that is 180. Okay? So these are the parameters that we are given, and we are asked to determine the output level of A and B that will use up all the available K and L. Do you know the meaning of that statement? That is, we should determine the amount of goods A and good B that the firm needs to produce in order to use up all these outputs. I mean, in order to use this, in order to use all these inputs. You understand? You know, input is used to produce output. You understand? So this is the output that the firm has. So what amount of goods A and good B will be produced in order to use all these inputs? You understand? That is what the question is asking for. Now let us construct our let's construct our model. You understand? Okay, so I will just have something like a table here so that you can understand. The reason why I draw this table is because I want you to understand this. If I'm solving this in the exam, I don't need this table. You understand? But so that you can comprehend what I'm about to teach you, it's necessary to just draw something like this. Okay? Now, 1 unit of A. Let us call this inputs. The inputs. We have the inputs. We have input K, and we have input L. Are you paying attention? Please, I want you to pay attention in this place. We have input K and we have input L. Now, the total amount of input K. The total amount of input K available for the firm is what? 120. Let me write it 120. And the total amount of input L available is what? 180. Let me write it 180. Do you understand? Okay. Now, 1 unit of A. To produce a single unit of A, we are going to make use of 2 units of input K. So I'm going to have 2. And how many units of input L? 6. Please, are you paying attention? Okay. This is 1 unit of A. Also 1 unit of B. 1 unit of B requires 3 units of K. So under K, I'm going to have 3. and 4 units of L. Under L, I'm also going to have what? 4. Are you paying attention? If you didn't understand, please reverse the video and listen to the explanation. Okay? So now let us proceed. I don't want to get confused. This is just like a total. I just draw this table so that you can understand. Let's make it like this. Okay? So this is the input. Now, from the statement, this is the amount of input. This is the amount of input K. The total amount of input K is 120, and the total amount of input L is what? 180. Now, to produce goods A, the company is going to use what? 2 units of what? K. So I'm going to have 2K plus, to produce goods B, the firm is going to use 3 units of K. So I'm going to have, to produce good A, the firm is going to make use of 2 units of what? K. So I'm going to have 2A. To produce good B, the firm is going to make use of what? 3 units of K. So I'm going to have 3B is equals to the total unit of K available. That is what? 120. Please, I want you to pay attention. This thing, the solvent is very simple. Look at this. I'm very sure you understand how I come about this table. Okay, now, the total amount of K that is available is what? 120. And from the question, we've been made to know that to produce 1 unit of L, the firm has to make use of 2 units of input K. You understand? So, in order to produce 1 unit of A, it's going to make use of 2 units of input A. So, I put 2A. Do you understand how I got this equation? If you didn't understand, pay attention. Don't forget that the total input that you are given for K and L is 120 and 180. Now, to form our equation, to produce 1 unit of A, 1 unit of A requires 2 units of K. You understand? Are you getting what I'm saying? Don't forget that what I want to determine is that I want to determine the amount of A, goods A and B that the company needs to produce in order to use up all this. Are you getting it? So, to produce 1 unit of A, 1 unit of A will take 2 units of input K. So, in order, I represent it as what? 2A. 1 unit of B will take 3 units of input K. Then I represent as 3B. Then I equate to the total amount of K that is available. You understand? So, for the second equation, call this equation 1. Okay? For the second equation, to produce 1 unit of A, 1 unit of A requires 6 units of L. So, I'm going to have 6A plus, to produce 1 unit of B, it requires 4 units of L. So I'm going to have 4B is equals to 180. Call this equation 2. If you get to this point, half of the problem is already solved. You understand? Because when it comes to word problem, interpretation is very, very important. The ability to interpret your question into equation is very, very important. You understand? So I beseech you, when you are solving this in exam, pay attention to every statement in the question. Okay? So now let us proceed. Now we have gotten our equation. We can solve this using elimination method. Okay? We can solve this using elimination method, and that's what I'm going to use. Let us solve this equation simultaneously. Let us use the elimination method to solve the equation. If you want to use the elimination method to solve this equation, the first step is that you have to determine which of the parameters are you going to eliminate. Which of the unknown parameters are you going to eliminate? Look at this. We have 2 unknown. We have A and B. The first unknown is A. The second unknown is B. Which of these do you want to eliminate? In this case, I'm going to eliminate. I want to eliminate B. Okay. I want to eliminate B and solve for A. Now, having known the unknown that you want to eliminate, in this case, I want to eliminate B. Don't forget. You look at the coefficient of B in equation 2. Are you getting it? The first step is to identify the unknown that you want to eliminate. After identifying the unknown that you want to eliminate, you are going to look at the coefficient of the unknown that you want to eliminate in equation 2, in the second equation, then multiply it by the whole equation 1. Okay? So, I want to eliminate B. So, the coefficient of B in equation 2 is what? 4. So I'm going to multiply 4 by the whole equation 1. You understand? So I'm going to have something like this: 4 into brackets 2a plus this capital letter A plus 3b is equals to 120. Do you understand? So for this, I'm going to have 4 multiplied by 2a, that is 8a. 4 multiplied by 3b, that is plus 12b. Then 4 multiplied by 120, that is 480. Okay, this is 480. So you can see that step. Now the next step is that we are going to look at the coefficient of b in equation 1, then multiply it by the whole equation 2. Call this equation star. Call this equation star. Okay, look at the coefficient of b in equation 1 also, then multiply by the whole equation 2. So I'm going to have 3 into bracket 6a plus 4b is equals to 180. Please, if you didn't understand what I'm doing, reverse the video and pay attention to the explanation. Okay, when you have identified the unknown that you want to eliminate, the next step is that look at the coefficient of the unknown that you want to eliminate in your second equation, then multiply by the whole equation, multiply by the first equation. That's what I did. The aim is to make sure that the coefficient of both equations is the same. That's the aim. Okay, so now let us proceed. For this, I'm going to have 18a plus 12b is equals to, now if you multiply 180 multiply by 3, that is 540. You understand? So for this, I'm going to have 540. This is 12. Oh, sorry. 3 times 4, that is 12b is equals to 540. Call this equation star. Have you seen now? Now let us combine. The next step is that we are going to combine the equation star and equation star. So I'm going to have 8a plus 12b is equals to 480. Then the second will be 18a plus 12b is equals to what? 540. You can see that their coefficient is the same now. Have you seen now? Call this equation star. You understand? So the coefficient is the same now. Now the next step is that I'm going to subtract equation star, the second equation, from the first equation. Okay? The reason why I'm going to subtract is because look at this. The coefficient, if I add up this equation directly, the coefficient here is not negative. If it is negative, I can add up this equation such that I'm going to eliminate b. I'm going to eliminate b like that. But the coefficient is positive, so I'm going to subtract equation star. I'm going to subtract equation star from equation star. You understand? Do you understand what I'm just trying to say? Assuming the sign before the b, assuming the sign before the parameters or the unknown that we want to eliminate is negative, I will add up both equations. But it is not negative, it is positive. I'm going to subtract this equation from this equation. Do you understand? So let us proceed. For this, I'm going to have, let me just put minus. Okay, so let's see, 18a minus 18a. Do you understand what I'm doing? 18a minus 18a, what's the answer? That is negative 10. So for this, I'm going to have negative 10a, negative 10a, 8a minus 18a, negative 10a, plus 12b minus 12b. You just actually, you are having numbers like this: 12b minus plus 12b. That is 12b minus 12b. What's the answer? That is 0. You can see now we have already eliminated b. That's the a. Okay, and for that 18a minus 18a, you are having 18 naira. You are owing someone 18. You are having 8 naira. You are owing someone 18 naira. If you pay this 8 naira, you are still owing. That is what you are owing. We are owing what? 10 naira. So that's why we have negative 10a. Do you understand? And this has already cancelled this because 12b minus negative b, negative 12b will give us what? 0. So there's no need. Now 480 minus 540, that will give us 60. Negative 60. You understand? Negative 60. So the next step is that you're going to divide both sides by negative 10. So I'm going to have negative 10, negative 10. So for this, I'm going to have a as a is equal to what? That's 6. So the value of a here is 6. Now, to determine the value of b, just substitute the value of a into any of these equations. let us make use of equation 1. Okay, you know equation 1 is 2a plus 3b is equals to 120. You understand? So when a is 6, so I'm going to have 2 into bracket 6 plus 3b is equals to 120. 6 times 2 is 12, so I'm going to have 12 plus 3b is equals to 120. The next step is that I'm going to collect like times. So 3b is equals to 120 minus 3. Oh, sorry, minus 12. 120 minus 12. Do you understand to this point? So if you subtract 12 from 120, you're going to have 3b is equals to 108. Divide both sides by 3 to get the value of b. We are going to have b is equals to 36. So in order to for the complaint or the firm, you know they give us that the firm, we are given the firm in the question, so don't use complaint, make use of the firm. Okay, for the firm to use up all the available inputs k and l, the firm has to produce 6 units of a and 36 units of b. So that is the solution to the question. See you in the next class.